Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with yours truly, Octane. So today we are looking at decks. I am actually running three different deck combination. I'm running this one, which is it's okay, but there's just one thing that I'm not too sure about. It's this card, Ring Royalty. Now, Ring Royalty is actually the Beast Killer Ultimate form from last year, and there is just something about its passive which I'm not sure certain about. There's no certainty about the actual passive. So the passive is called Body Slam, and at the start of each turn, all Beast Killer hero gain a boost to attack equal to your current percentage of HP. Now the current percentage of my HP when I'm using this card is actually 6 million. How that translates when it comes to attack boost, I really don't know. Using this card as the card to boost the combination, I am not actually seeing a massive or even a realistic amount of boost to the combination, because I can't really get my Waste Warriors to deal 1 quadrillion continuously or even 900 trillion damage continuously. The damage fluctuates between 900 trillion and it goes down to anywhere from 298 trillion. It just fluctuates between that upper amount and that lower amount. Now this combination works really well. I'm using Master Chef and I'm using Culinary Kings, and these two, what they do is upgrade the power gems, so you get higher level power gems, which will basically boost the damage output of your deck. So the bigger the power gems, the layout of the power gems, you can actually get a bigger damage output from your combo. Now this one, the maximum amount of damage I was able to deal on several occasions is 1.3 quadrillion from Waste Warriors. This combination, however, it's not reliant on Waste Warriors as my main damage dealer, but it's actually relying on Prime Bovine as my main damage dealer, because I'm using Circuit Break Ilaria as the booster card to boost the damage output, attack output, not damage output. So damage is different from attack. Boost the attack output of Prime Bovine. I'm using Culinary Kings to give me the upgrade to my power gem. Drifter is gonna give me that 14 power gems, and Waste Warriors are gonna give me their 14 power gems as well. Now Waste Warriors boost their own attack, so they can do round about, the upper limit is about 600 trillion in this combination, and the lower limit is about 198 trillion. Drifters can do around anything from 120 trillion to up about, the upper limit is about 420 trillion damage. Culinary Kings doesn't really deal that lot of damage, and Circuit Break Ilaria is not going to deal well, she's not going to really do any significant damage because it's a commander card anyway, and it doesn't even get the killer boost. So this combination, it can deal massive amount of attack. You can get Prime Bovine to deal an upper limit of 1.9 quadrillion and the lower limit to about 600 trillion. So that's a massive variation between the upper limit and the lower limit. This depends on the layout of the power gems on the board. Now, the problem with this combination is you're only able to deal that amount of damage every 6 turns. In between, you can deal around about 800 trillion, and that damage, most of it will come from Waste Warriors, because Waste Warriors will give you a constant damage output of between 100 or 200 trillion to around about 6 or 700 trillion. Doesn't matter what happens with this combination, it will always give you pretty decent damage. because of the power gems that you've got on the board and its ability to boost its own attack. So this combination is really nice. It deals really high damage. The drawback is every 6 turns you're able to do that massive damage, which you probably get like 2 massive attack in before the boss actually dies, which will give you around about 20 to 50% depending on how much damage you're able to do in between with Waste Warriors and the Drifters. So this is the most powerful of all 3 combination, but apart from the fact that it deals that massive damage, it's quite slow. This one is quite quicker. You can deal decent amount of damage every 3 turns. However, there's a variation between the upper limit and the lower limit. The upper limit, as I said, is anywhere from 1.3 quadrillion for Drifters to as low as 298 trillion, which is a massive variation depending on the layout of the power gems, the type of power gems, and this is simply because of the crush. When you get a crush and all your power gems crush into one single row, when you upgrade those twice, you're not gonna get a massive amount of attack output. You need to have that row and then a few other power gems all over the board, and that gives you a bigger bang for your buck. This one, as I said, not really sure how much boost I'm actually getting from Ring Royalty, and that's really a shame because I'm not really sure if I should actually use Ring Royalty as a card to boost my deck really. So I'm not using this combination as often as I would have wanted to use it, because Ring Royalty is a 2 pink star Beast Killer ultimate form, which gives me 900% damage boost to my deck, which I'm not really seeing, I'm not really feeling. So I'm thinking, when you stack more than one ultimate form that has the same killer skill, do you really see a significant increase to your damage output? And from where I'm sitting, I don't think it's so, because I'm not really feeling it, because this combination realistically should be far more powerful than say this combination, but it really isn't. There is a non-event combination that you can use as well, and this one, it's primarily relying on using Prime Bovine. So you can use Prime Bovine, Culinary Kings, Circuit Break Illyria, and if you haven't got the current deck, you can use the current deck. However, one of the things that you need to have if you're gonna use that combination, so let's put together that combination and let's just show you what I'm talking about. So first we're gonna go to Arcane Killer. So we're gonna get all our Arcane Killer cards up, and these are all my Arcane Killer cards. This one I'm not really going to use it. It's 2 pink star. Yes, it does create 6 power gem, but it's power gem 4s. It can do realistically good damage, but it's not gonna really work out because we need as much power gem, high level power gem spawners as possible on the board. So I'm going to use Prime Bovine. I'm going to use Prime Bovine as the leader as well. Then the next card we're going to need on this combination is none other than Circuit Break Illyria. Now the card that we need on board to give us high level power gem is none other than Culinary Kings, which I think there are several cards in the deck which are really good utility cards. Culinary Kings is one of these cards. The next card we need on the board, we need cards from the Beast Killer Collective, and the one that I'm suggesting that you use is this one. And then we're going to clear that. We're going to look at Slayer cards, and we're going to try and find a Slayer card that will give us quite decent power gem spawning ability. Now you can use several cards for this, but I'm going to use none other than this one, Honor Roll Luminaires. Now Honor Roll Luminaires will actually give you a massive amount of boost to your first attack. However, After your first massive attack, the damage output reduces because it won't be able to spawn 14 power gems until you die and you reset you reset its passive. Now the passive, which is ambushing, when you the first time you activate this hero's battle skill in a battle, it has additional effect. The additional effect is that it doubles the amount of power gems that you create using your battle skill. So you're gonna lose 7 power, the ability to spawn that extra 7 power gems as the battle progresses, but it takes nothing away from the fact that it does give you 7 power gem 5s continuously every time you activate the battle skill. Another card that you could use if you haven't got that one is this one, which is Blitzkrieg Beast. Now Blitzkrieg Beast will create 4 power gem 4s and heal for 2000% of your recovery, and if you are over 50% HP, you double the amount of power gems that you create, so you can get 8 power gem 4s. It's not power gem 6s, but you're going to upgrade those power gems using Culinary King's ability, which is quite nice. It does boosts its own damage, its own attack output. So whenever 8 fire power gem 1s or greater are on the board, it decreases damage taken by up to 20% for 1 turn at a rate of 5% plus an extra 5% per 100 skill point. Searing Stalk. When a healing battle skill is used, it increases self-attack by 100% and creates 3 fire power gem freeze, can be triggered once per turn. So whenever you activate the battle skill of this card, it will actually activate Searing Stalk. Searing Stalk relies on healing ability, and this one actually heals for 2000% of hero recovery, so it will trigger that one, and you will create that extra 3 power gems, and you will get that 100% boost to its attack. So each time you activate the battle skill, you will actually get 11 power gems on the board. So this one can be used as well, but as I said, it's a lower level power gem, which is power gem 3 power gem 3s and 8 power gem 4s. But it's something that you could use. I've got it at 4 pink star, but I'm actually using Honor Roll Luminaires. This one, Scrapper, the reason why I've added this one to the combination is its ability to dispel Gem Silence. You need to dispel Gem Silence. If you get hit with Gem Silence, your deck is dead in the water, because you won't be able to cleanse Gem Silence, and it will basically kill most of your deck, if not all the cards on your deck. So you need something like that there to actually cleanse Gem Silence. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add all our relics. I'm really lucky when it comes to not Care to Killer, to Beast Killer relics, because I've got this one from Ring Royalty, and I've got quite a few more from Ring Royalty. So I've got a decent set of relic. So with this combination, I'm able to break 3 shields using the ultimate relic, because it's 2 pink stars, and then an additional 4 from the additional relic. However, I did manage to get a copy of the rare relic from the 500 gem vault, and I was able to actually create the ultimate relic, 1 pink star. So that will break an additional 2, so we're going to add that in there as well. So here we go. So I've got 2 ultimate relic, 1 breaking 3, 1 breaking 2, so that's 5, and I've got 3 more relics on board. So I could have another relic on board that does something different. However, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it how it is. So this is a non-event combination that actually works quite well. We're going to go into the event, which I've been enjoying, but I'm not really doing significantly well. I'm not even doing okay, because I'm actually 195 out of 276 players in the Legend League. I haven't been in Legend League for quite some times, and I forgot that how difficult it was to actually compete in the Legend League. It's absolutely grueling. So let's go into the battle, and first up we're going to look at our non-event combination. So we do break the beast shield. We don't care about flatline. Flatline is not too bad. We're going to use 3 keys, and we're going to see the first attack, what we are able to generate. And remember, this all depends on the layout of your power gems. It's quite important, the layout of your power gems and the level of power gems that you actually create. So my activation sequence is always right to left. So the last card that I will activate is none other than Circuit Break Ilair. And as you can see, we haven't created like power gem 14s, 15s or 16s. So as you can see, Prime Bovine actually just done over 70 trillion, which is pretty disappointing. So as I said, the damage output varies as low as 70 to as high as 1.7. so now we're going to activate everything. So we're going to do chip damage. This is chip damage because we haven't got the battle skill for Circuit Break Ilaria, so we'll have to wait 3 more turns until her battle skill is actually ready again, and then we can go in again for our massive attack. So let's see. So what I like to do, I like to match non fire gems so that I get through the animation quite quickly. And now we're gonna activate all our cards, and we've got the battle skill of Circuit Break Ilaria again. Those 10 power gem 4s from the main hero is actually quite helpful. And let's see the total damage. 51 trillion. Oh, that's where I went wrong. I was wondering what was going wrong. Now I realize what was going wrong. Guess what? I forgot to put in none other than Ring Royalty. So we haven't got the killer boss, and that's where we've gone wrong. Totally didn't see that we haven't got the killer boss. So that's a no-no. So we went in without the killer boost, and that's why we're not really doing much damage. So without the killer boost, we are actually able to deal a low damage of. So with the killer boost, so because we know this one, this you have to counter weaken with this one. Okay, so weaken, I think the event card actually counters, I think the support card actually counters weaken. Yeah, so let's get our B skiller in there. So Ring Royalty is a B skiller. You got one more B skiller card that you could use if you haven't got Ring Royalty. It's a real old one, and it's this one. This one is really old. It's from 2019, Fire Force Strike Team. That one, it doesn't produce a lot of power gems. It doesn't really give you any boost apart from the boost from its killer skill. And we need a card that actually dispels weaken, so counter skill, because if we get hit with weaken on Circuit Break Ilaria, we're not gonna be able to use her battle skill. So the support card actually dispels weaken. So let's go in. The support card doesn't create as much power gem as the event card. It does create 3 power gem 3s, which is quite nice, and that's the reason why I love this support card, because we are getting power gems from the support card, not just heal and gems. So now we're going to activate again from right to left. Let's see if we're able to generate a bit more power from this combination. So not a lot of power gems on the board, not a lot of high level power gems either. Now that's much better. 301 trillion from Prime Bovine. So Prime Bovine, with that combination, using Prime Bovine as my main damage dealer, I was able to deal just over 300 trillion non-event combination. Now with the same combination, if I should tweak it a bit, I can tweak that combination a bit. And what I can do with this combination, if you've got the current event deck and you're looking for something that is a bit slow but you can deal really pretty decent damage, you can now go ahead and just add in these two cards. You're going to put in the ultimate form and the master collection card to give you more power gems. And when you do this, what is going to happen is that your total damage for prime bovine is going to increase. So you've seen the non-event combination using ring royalty, or you could use strike force team just to give you the killer skill with prime bovine, circuit break Illyria, and culinary kings. And you can have not a massively powerful deck, but something that can help you to actually compete. So you can see we've got 764 trillion for prime bovine, 333 trillion for the current ultimate form, and just over 100 trillion for the master collection card, which I think is okay. It's not brilliant, it will fluctuate. You can deal far more damage with that combination, but on that turn we actually dealt just over 1 quadrillion with the entire team. Now we are gonna try out it's not the complete deck, but we could use a complete deck. So with this combination, what I'm actually running, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out the support card. I'm gonna put in the main hero. I'm gonna add the main hero in, and we're gonna see what the deck by itself, without any cards to actually give us any boost, any power gem upgrading, and we're gonna see exactly what the deck on its own, without any cards from any other deck, what it's able to do on its own. Primarily for myself, I view this deck as a supporting deck. So the ultimate form and the master collection card, I see them both as utility cards. And as utility cards, I'm not expecting them to be extremely powerful. I'm expecting them to support other decks in the way of power gem production. So we've got some nice power gems on the board. They haven't been upgraded, but we've got like power gem 10s, power gem 9s, so on and so forth. So you can see the damage output is pretty low for an event deck. 291 trillion for the ultimate form, and that is pretty low. But as I said, there's not much boost to the combination. It's a supporting combination, so that's why I said it's a very good utility deck. Now we've seen that one with prime bovine already. We're going to look at this combination. This combination uses 2 cards to actually upgrade the power gems 2 level higher. So culinary kings will upgrade it 2 rank higher, and then master chef will upgrade it another 2 rank higher. So if you got like say power gem 10s, you get 4 rank higher on top. So let's go ahead. We're going to use 3 keys. We got a boss that is over 2 quadrillion, and we're going to see on our first attack what we're able to deal. However, as I said to you, the damage does varies from one attack to another depending on the level of power gems you've got on the board and the setup of the power gems that you've got on the board. Now as you can see, we've got a semi-decent set of power gems. We've got power gem 14s on the board, 13s, so on and so forth. So we're going to swap the 2 power gem 14s, and we're going to see if we're able to generate any decent damage. 526 trillion, 258, 254. So we weren't able to actually take the boss out in the first attack, but we were able to do relatively good damage. And we've got that nuking ability coming from the ultimate form as well. This is what I love about this combination. After 3 turns, you're able to go back and try and replicate the same amount of damage that you've done before, or do a bigger attack after 3 turns, which is what I like about this combination. It's quite quick. There you go, a bigger damage, 875 trillion coming from the ultimate form, just over 4 trillion coming from the 2 master collection card, which is quite decent. So over 4 turns, because we attack on turn 0, then we got 3 turns after. On turn 4 we done a second attack, and the total of both attack comes up to 306 quadrillion, which is okay. I would love a deck that can do that on its first attack, but I've been finding it very frustrating to actually come up with a deck that can deal really serious damage, because I think the level of your pink star, the amount of pink stars that you've got on your ultimate forms, does play a significant role in the amount of damage that you can deal. So people like 5, 6, 4, 5 and 6 pink star will be dealing far more damage than myself. I've only got 3 pink star, but I will be dealing far more damage than somebody that's got 1 or 2 pink star, which is okay. It's not bad. So we're gonna take a look at the next combination, which we are using none other than Ring Royalty as a card to actually boost our Beast Killer. When it comes to Beast Killer cards, we haven't got much in the way of boost, which is really a shame. I mean, we're not getting any more cards that actually focus on one killer skill. We're getting card that actually focuses on one skill type. So when I say skill type, I mean either commander or slayer. So that's what we're looking at. And when you get cards now, it boosts either slayer or it boosts commander, and it stipulates what affinity as well. So if it's water, light, whatever. So that's what we are actually. So 863 trillion, just over 300 trillion for both Master Collection card, which is okay. You would say, but yet that damage is far higher than the damage that you dealt first with the combination using Culinary Kings and Master Chef. But even though it's a bigger first damage, it does varies, just like the damage that came from the one using Culinary Kings and Master Chef. You can get a very high damage and you can get a very low damage. So let's go back again. This time we're up against an Inferno boss, so we're using 9 keys, and let's see if we're able to do over 1 quadrillion using this combination. This combination is very difficult to actually generate that 1 quadrillion, but let's see if we're lucky enough to actually generate it this time. And we've done all 6, just over 6 trillion using the ultimate form. So you can see that the damage was far lower this time than the last time. So now what I want to do, I want to get to my next attack as quick as possible and see if I can get at least an 800 trillion attack in, or even a 1 quadrillion attack in. So let's see what we're able to deal this time. So my gems crush, and that's a problem. When you crush all your gems like that into one row, you tend to have a lot less power. 381 trillion. So you see damage has gone down quite significantly. It's almost half of the damage that I dealt on the first attack of this battle. 20% is okay, but 50% would have been far better, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for 50% or MVP, and that's why I need a deck to actually be able to get me 50% 8 out of 10 times, or even 7 out of 10 times get me 50%, and 3% of the time, or 3 out of 10 times, I can actually get the MVP. So we're gonna go back to our previous combination that uses Culinary Kings and Master Chef, and we're gonna do 2 attacks with this combination, and we're gonna see if we're able to do that massive attack that I know that this combination can actually do. I'm quite frustrated with the crushing of my gems, because I don't think the crushing of my gems is actually giving me the amount of power that it should be giving. I've got my likes and my dislikes about Gem Crush. I like Gem Crush in the fact that it actually powers up all your cards on turn 0. So 859 trillion on my first attack. Let's see if we can go back in and if we can actually get a massive attack in before this video actually ends. So we've done 1. I think this will be my second, and then okay, all my cards are ready. So let's see crush, 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 no more crush please. Upgrade, let's swap. That's two power gem 13s. Let's see if we can get a 651 trillion, 320, 314, 110. Not too bad, but I still want to see if I can actually deal over 1 quadrillion from my ultimate form. So that one gave me 20%. Again, 50% would be far better. I'm struggling to get 50% on every single attack. Now, the slave events, I've actually gone back to what it used to be like when I first started this game. Now, slave events back in the days when I first started this game in 2018, March 2018. Was it March? Yeah, beginning of March 2018, I started playing this game. You went into a battle, and even though it's a slave event and it's quite quick, you were able to get like 2 or 3 attacks in. Back then the decks were like two turns or 3 turn deck, not like now you've got turn 0 decks, and the bosses didn't have as much HP as they've got now. They used to have like millions of HP and billions of HP, not like trillions and quadrillion of HP. They just used to have millions and billions. Probably a 10 billion HP boss would be the highest level boss used to have back then. And the decks were pretty powerful for the day. They were pretty nice to play with. I mean, some of them were very complex depending on what cards you were using. The relics as well were quite different. Building a deck back then, I think, was a bit more difficult than it is to actually put together now. I think deck building now is far more fun, far more exciting, and I think it's far better than when I first started. I think the game has improved quite a lot since I started. The queuing system for the activation of your battle skill, I really love that. I love the killer skill as well. I love a lot of the improvement that they've actually brought to the game. The artwork of the cards are quite nice as well. Really enjoy the artwork of the cards now. Was it fun back then? It was really fun back then. It's fun now some of the time, not all the time, but there are drawbacks now that I have about the game. But overall, I still enjoy the game from time to time, and I believe that Network has done really good job with the improvement of the game. And in regards to like obtaining ultimate forms, master collection card, ultra rare, stuff like that, I think they've come a far way, because every player, free to play, pay to play, are able to obtain at least 1 ultimate form per season, and you are able to get master collection cards and ultra rare on tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Before, they weren't guaranteed not guaranteed, but you weren't able to obtain them in the packs that we used to get back then. Because before, we used to get packs, we never used to get a vault that you basically go through the vault and you can get everything from the deck, including the relic from the vault. Before, you used to get your support pack, your main pack, and your relic pack, which was quite expensive. I mean, it's not as expensive now to go through the vault and to obtain your main card, your relic, your support card, and if you're lucky enough, you can get ultra rare master collection card to create the ultimate form, which I really love. I really love that side of the game. It has come a far way, and it has improved quite a lot. The season coin as well, the season coin system, I believe, is really good. It's got its pros and it's got its cons. I think the pro is in a season you can obtain an ultimate form. I mean, it's got downside where you can't take coins over to the next season. However, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. So tell me what you think of the combination. If you're using a far better combination than I'm using, I would like to hear from you. But this is Octane saying, hope you liked the video. Peace and enjoy your event. Bye for now.